Whom are we representing?
Welcome, Balepadaro, my dear sisters and brothers.
Very good evening. First to Archbishop Thomas. Archbishop, your presence here this evening carries more meaning than you even know. Bishop Ratnaswamy, the provincials who are here, the Vicar General, the Auxiliary Bishop, the young Jesuit novitiates who promised to tell me some stories over dinner maybe, edited and unedited. All the sisters who are here, the priests and ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the inspirational Father Cedric Prakash. Firstly, thank you so much for coming here this evening. There are so many other things you could have done. And I think the title of this evening is Speak Up, and it's not about me speaking up. We'll try and answer some of the questions when you speak up. I have spoken up after remaining silent for 20 years. This is my third term in Parliament. I'm making it personal in the beginning because I don't want to talk about some high-fundu, far away ideological stuff which I can't often understand. So I've been in public service for 20 years. Why Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, chose me to be the parliamentary party leader when it makes absolutely no electoral sense for her. None at all. 2% of the electorate in Bengal are Christian. What is a Christian, or what is an MP who happens to be Christian sitting in the first row of Parliament? That you'll have to ask Mamata Di. So I've been doing my public service for now 2 decades, my third term in Parliament. But I have never, ever spoken about the church or how it is being run in the last 2 decades. In Bengal, Archbishop touched on a beautiful point today about the Constitution. Now, what are we all fighting for? We're fighting for the Constitution of India. And the Constitution of India is more than a book in a library. It is a living, breathing document. I can quote you all the articles for the Constitution, but I'll tell you a little story over Christmas, which I said in Parliament. There is a Jewish bakery in Calcutta called Nahum's, and they make delicious Christmas cake. There are a few dozen, maybe a couple of hundred bakers there. Every single one of those bakers belong to one community. They're all Muslim. And 1 week before Christmas, there are long queues outside Nahum's in Newmarket. There is Arjun there. There is Ram. There is Agni. There is Varun. There is Sunita. 90% of those customers are all Hindu. They're all Indian. We have, on the center of Calcutta in 2011, she started as the chief minister, called the Kolkata Christmas Festival. Archbishop, it's amazing what happens there. And it happens in 14 districts in Bengal. What happens? The Archbishop, remember this is Bengal of 2% population. This is not Kerala, where 1 out of 5 people who vote are Christian. This is Bengal, 2% only. The Archbishop, the Catholic Archbishop, stands in the middle of the street, Park Street, and delivers a homily. The Church of North India Bishop stands there and blesses the crib. And every evening there are carols for 2.5 hours. Not only in Calcutta, but in 14 other districts. The carols, everybody comes and sings. The Loyola nuns sing very, very well. So do the Daughters of the Cross. Thank heavens the Jesuits and the Salesians haven't got there, because I told they're not very good carol singers. I don't know whether St. Xavier's Loyola here will invite me again, but that's the truth. So this is not very far from here, and this is where I come from. So that's the kind of involvement one has had with the community. But there is another kind of involvement in Delhi with the bishop's body. And I have nothing against the bishop's body. Good luck to them. 160 or 170 of the bishop's body. They invite us every year for dinner. Nice, festive cheer in the winter session of Parliament, and we go there for dinner. This year also we were invited. When I say we, means MPs who are from different political parties who have been elected, who happen to be Christian. But I've been reading beyond Indian politics, beyond the news. Thanks to a few priests and nuns who've been sharing, I've been doing more than my share of reading of what the Holy Father has to say on a couple of issues. And my understanding of this is, who are we representing? Are we representing the suffering church? Or are we representing the dominant, triumphant church? As a layperson, I would like to believe, as a public servant, I would like to represent the suffering church. So friends, this is the point. If elected representatives like me are going to remain silent, then we are complicit. And that is why I want to go back to the two key points which I've been reading so much about of the Holy Father. The role of the laity. Spiritual decisions have to be taken by the bishops. We will follow. What is the role of the laity? What is the role of the woman? I was reading a couple of days ago, there is a dicastery in Vatican. The woman is on the top of it. I think the cardinal is also reporting in to one woman. So my sharing today, and what better place to do it than do it in Ahmedabad and Gujarat. I don't want to use this function to get into any of those details because all of you know well, is to open our eyes, is to open our hearts, is to open our minds to represent who? The suffering church or the dominant, triumphant church? Archbishop Thomas, you are here today on a public platform, and I am deeply touched, actually overwhelmed, that you are sharing the stage with me. But since I first spoke about this on the 3rd of January 2025, as I said, I've been in public service for 20 years. I've been blown away in the last 1 week, 10 days with the response. At least 25 archbishops have written to me. If not 25, certainly 20. Priests, provincials, the Laity. This is a struggle. This is a movement. No Father Cedric, Prakash, or the bishops, or Derek, or anybody needs to lead this. This will be led by the Laity. And I'm really happy. This is the first such meeting which we're doing in Ahmedabad. There will be a meeting like this in every state capital. And the message for the bishop's body, the message for the church leadership is listen to the suffering church. You just give me an example. I read about it in the newspaper. You were talking about celebrations. And I want to conclude today, and then we'll take questions. This is my thought. You mightn't agree with so many of things I said, but we, as Christians, are often in the news for all the negative reasons, or what we call in media terms the negative narrative. Churches get burnt in the news. Something happens in a Christian school, some person is attacked, you're in the news. Friends, and we had such a beautiful meeting here before we started. This is also wonderful, where we sat with the Laity, 10, 12 young, dynamic people. 50% of those people at the meeting were women. That committee will work. And yeah, so we need to be spreading messages for the positive reasons. Church get burned negative. What are these positive reasons? I only want to leave you with 2. Only 2. Put it out on WhatsApp. Or tell 15 other people. Here we go. We call institutions like where we are now minority institutions, right? Run by the Christian minority. Really, it is run by the Christian minority. 75% of the students in these institutions are not Christian. Wow! That's the service this community is doing. 75%, some will say 72%, some will say 77%, rounded off at 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 students who go to Christian institutions are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Buddhist, and everybody else. I think this is a great piece of positive information. out of 10 minority schools in India, out of every 10 minority schools in India, I mean, you forget everything else I've said today, I don't mind. But please don't forget these 2 points, because I want more people to know about this. One is that 7 out of 75% of the boys and girls who are going to Christian-run schools are non-Christian. Great. And the second one is, out of every 10 minority institutions run in India, 7 are run by the Christian community. You want to clap? Then clap. And I've got so many stats like this. You come to hospitals, you come to healthcare, you come to so many ways. I'm going to leave you one WhatsApp number. You can just note it down at the end. Okay. We're not asking you to vote for this party or vote for that party. No. It's just interesting information like this which can be shared. Like, how many of you here, I mean, may I have a show of hands, have read September-October 2023, the Holy Father's note on the role of the laity? I'm not going to ask you to put up your hands, I don't want to embarrass you. Because there are some provincials and nuns and priests and everybody else here. So let it be. What about our seminarians there? Okay, if you haven't read it, doesn't matter, try and Google it tonight. So these are the couple of points. There is no war against 170 bishops who are the bishop's body. But it's time to speak up. And I want to conclude by borrowing on Archbishop Thomas's words. It's very simple what he said, and I just want to repeat, Your Grace, what you said. It's about the Constitution. Thank you very much.
As Christians, the Church has to be in keeping with the Synodality that we have just finished at the end of October, beginning of November last year, is to be laity driven.